Alright, we're going to be watching Swearwolf, who's playing Ana and Moira on Circuit Royale. This is Silver 5 on PC. Hi everyone, I recently went through a brutal losing streak of 5 and 12 that dropped me from Silver 2 to Silver 5, where I'm currently sitting at. So needless to say, things aren't going great. Aside from the stomps, I generally have issues with my own positioning, and doing great when it's going great, but really falling apart as soon as we do, or stagger. I try to prioritize to heal and keep myself alive, but it's really hard when the team kind of dissipates. So any help to get me out of my losing streak and maybe climb back to high silver or gold would be appreciated. I attached 2 close games where we lost in overtime, and where it all kind of fell apart in the last breaths of the game. Cheers, and thank you whoever takes a look. Okay, so wait, I don't know why that's still on there. So this game, this is me, Ana and Moira. So we're gonna do Ana for the first round on attack, which goes reasonably well, and then we're gonna do Moira on defense, which goes not well at all, and then we're gonna switch to Ana at the end, but there's not a lot we can do. Big highlights here. I would say number one, I think your Moira play is significantly worse than your Ana play. So I would probably just avoid playing Moira completely. Even if you're being dove a lot, I think you're better off just staying Ana. You have way less impact on Moira unless you want to grind Moira and like get a lot better. But I think that the gameplay styles are so different compared to the two of them that I don't think it's worth it for you to play Moira unless you really enjoy playing Moira. That's number one. Number two here is I would be cognizant of whether or not you are the main healer or you are the off healer, which is generally speaking dependent upon who your other support is. So if your other support is someone who does not do a lot of healing, so for example like a Zenyatta or a Lucio or a Brig, then your job is often to keep people alive, especially your tank, and you should focus most of your time on healing. If your other support is someone like a Moira or a Kirikou or a Lifeweaver, you kind of have to read what are they going to do. If they're going to stick with your tank, then you can spend more time damaging and supporting your DPS. If they support your DPS, then you're doing the main healer job again. Because as one of the biggest things that kind of let you down this game is your tank's going to die repeatedly, and your tank is usually going to die in a situation where you don't have LOS of them, and you don't have line of sight to them because you're playing very conservatively and often getting distracted by other like meaningless things. But if you can, like, if you were to step up, you're in the right position, your tank would live. And you might say, oh, well, like, the tank dies out of LOS, that's like my fault. Well, yes and no. I mean, Doom is a dive tank, so he has to dive the opposing team. Like, he can't push the team by standing next to you. At some level, he needs to advance and aggress against the opposing team. Is he too aggressive? Does he make mistakes? Absolutely. But most of them, I feel like you could have saved him through it if you're healing him. So for perspective, I don't remember Doom's block up to, I think it's like 75 or 80%. But if someone has a defense mitigation of 75%, that effectively quadruples the amount of healing that you're giving to them during the block, right? Assuming nobody's able to bypass the block. So he's not like getting instantly blown up. He's using block, but then not getting healed through it and dying. And because your other support is a Zenyatta, you get almost no healing from your other support. So your Zenyatta here is for sure playing the off healer, giving harmonies to your Reaper, to your Sojourner, to you, and you need to focus on keeping your Doom alive. Like, I think that pretty much single-handedly would have won you this game. And the third note here is positioning, which I hinted to in the second item, which is you play way too far back, and you're not able to read sometimes when the fight is actually turning the other direction and you need to step forward. Like, you ultra prioritize your own safety even when you're quite safe, and that means you can't do the things you need to do to win the game. All right, so let's take a look. So we're gonna come out here. That's fine. Small note on optimization. So if you're not doing anything else, try to take shots at the enemy. So you shoot here. You see how you look right now, and you're clearly not healing the Doom because you're like, oh, Doom doesn't really need heal. You could just shoot the Symmetra right now, right? So if you shoot the Symmetra, she takes 70 damage. Maybe she's killable. Like, she gets reasonably low with a 70 damage shot. Just something to note about. You should always be looking for little opportunities to squeak out more damage, more healing, more impact. So Maga jumps. You immediately toss grenade in, which is fine. You miss sleep, which is it's okay. It is what it is. Your team picks them. So this is a big part of why I said that your Ana play is just so much more impactful. Your grenades completely shut down the Maga all game long. Like, you just instantly pick the tank, which effectively means this is a one fight right away. So like that, a huge part of that is because you just threw the grenade, and the Maga was clearly not expecting to get an anti-nated there, and he's like, oh shoot, and then he dies right after that. Like, the impact of throwing one grenade is massive. This is one of the reasons why Ana is like the most picked support by like a country mile. Like, she's picked over twice as much as whatever the number two support is. She's so good because both sleep and grenade are fight-winning abilities at any moment in time, and neither one of them is particularly hard to use. So we see right now we fire 2 darts, we get distracted, and you see that you're going to lose your Reaper and you're going to lose the Doom. I would bet that you probably think this is your team's fault and not your fault. I would actually say this is your fault because there's nothing really going on right now that, like, your Doom's right here, right? So he's engaging because the tank just died, right? All 4 enemy team members are all trying to escape right now. He's trying to go in to confirm all these kills to get a stagger. This is the correct play. What you should be doing right now is you should be swinging the corner and then damaging, pocketing, whatever you need to do. But instead you're wasting time killing this turret. So just out of curiosity, how much damage do you think this turret does? Like, if I had to ask you damage per second, how much do you think a symmetric turret does? Do you think it does like 200 damage a second? Like, would it kill a hero in 1 second? Do you think it does 100? Do you think it does 50? 25? 5? The correct answer is 25. So this turret will take 8 seconds to kill a 200 health hero from full. That's like nothing. 3 turrets? Yeah, that's kind of dangerous. But 1 turret, like, effectively tickles you. 1 turret does less damage than someone spamming melee on you non-stop to kill you. For perspective, and think about how long it would take someone to kill you. They could only melee attack you for 30 damage an attack. Symmetric turrets do not do a lot of damage, so you don't want to focus on the turret here. You want to be like, look, it is what it is. Just swing the corner right now and immediately start helping your team. Because as you're messing around with this turret, Doom goes in. You see that you're turned over here, and now you're kind of late to swing this corner. You see you get distracted by this. Your Doom over here right now should get pocketed, right? Either pocketed or you shoot the Life Weaver right now. You're going to step back, and now your Doom is dead. And Overwatch is a very fast game. Sometimes things can change in a moment because your team went from, right now, the odds of you winning this fight are like 75, 80%, right? 5 seconds later, the odds of you winning this fight have now dropped, have now dropped down to like 10%. So literally you went from like 75, 80% chance of winning to like 10% over the course of 5 seconds because you got distracted and you wasted time doing things that aren't actually going to help your team. All you had to do here was swing the corner with your team, damage, heal, whatever, and then you'd be fine here. I would also note, let's look at your positioning, okay? Everybody here should be in run forwards mode, right? Everybody here should be attack, 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 okay? That's the read right now because the tank just died. That's why everyone is pushing so hard right now. So you, are wasting time here. Even if you're going to kill this, you could have kept moving while killing that and then move forward, right? And then been in a better position, A. But B, at this moment, look at your movement. So you step forwards, right? And then you see how you are going to step backwards here. Actually, let me replay this. You stop, right? Long delay. Now you finally swing the corner. You turn here, right? And now you're walking backwards instead of walking forwards. And now you've broken LOS, and now you're giving yourself no chance here to save the Doom. To be fair, he probably dies to the Bastion here anyway, but like regardless, like you could have done something potentially, anything here to have helped out this fight versus doing nothing. Because the whole point here is not can we win every fight, but how do we build better habits in order to win more fights. Okay? Not every fight is winnable, but a lot more fights are winnable if you play better. Okay, so we're going to come out here again. So Sojourn jumps in right away. So she goes in, gets a kill. I mean, if you want to shoot the turret here once, it's fine. I would probably focus on the sim, because I want to get the pick here in the sim. Yep. So this is a situation where you probably do not throw a grenade. In general, you're good about throwing grenades at the enemy team. However, if we look at it now, this Doomfist is at 150-ish health. He has a cart that mostly blocks him, right? He's in front of me and the Zen. I take a chance here and don't throw the grenade. There's no reason to believe that he's going to get instantly blown up here with only a Maga, a Symmetra, and a Life Weaver here. The only burst damage here comes from the Symmetra for 100 damage. The Maga, I can out-heal that damage no problem. So I don't think you throw a grenade there. I think you save grenade, honestly. But right now, we're reloading. You really need to save the Soldier, right? Yep, good. So, right, this is another good moment where we think about positioning. Are we pushing now, or are we retreating? Okay, let's zoom out right now. Let's look at. Are we pushing right now, or are we retreating? Well, let's think about this. So, what do they have? They have 2 heroes alive right now. What do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this is a 2v5, right? Or 5v2 if we flip it from your perspective. This is a 2v5 situation. So no matter what, I should be moving forwards right now. Like, I know your Doom went backwards, but I'm not afraid. This, like, 1/3 health Maga is not going to kill 3 people right now. So my perspective is I should be moving forwards as soon as I heal up the soldier. And that type of aggressiveness, like that read, is really, really important to make in order to be able to more successfully, like, navigate games. Because you see this like backup here, it's fine. Like, if this happens, like, so be it. I think I just walk forward right now and confirm these kills. It's actually 3v5. I missed the Symmetra. But you see how you're so far back from the corner right now? Like a little step back to heal the soldier, and fine. Right? Like, if you want to step back right here just to confirm the heal and soldier, that's fine. But see how you keep moving back, but everybody else is moving forwards. Like, this moment right now. Okay? You see your soldier's trying to push, right? Push, push, and you notice your Reaper is already in the back line. And you are the only person here who's moving backwards, right? You step forward briefly, and then you're like, oh god, we gotta retreat, and now you're backing up. But, like, again, this is a push. Like, everybody here is pushing. The soldier only backed up slightly because she's low. Everybody else is pushing right now, and your Reaper is ultra committed in this fight. See? Like, while you guys are backing up, he's literally fighting 3 people by himself, which is not supposed to happen. There's no reason to not walk forwards at that moment in time. And something I tell supports and tanks this all the time. The best way to play the game is not don't take any damage, be 100% at all time, safe at all times. The best way to play the game is how much risk can I take and still not die. The best supports are not the ones who are 200 health all game. The best supports are the ones who are getting all the way down to 50, 25 health, but still surviving. Because that means they're eking every little bit of value out, including trading their own health for time, and still winning fights. Okay? You're playing way too safe on a consistent basis, and it's gonna hurt you later on. It hurts you all the time, but you're gonna see it, especially later on. Okay, so we come out here. Yep, I think this is an okay angle as long as your Zen's still in the cart, which he is. I think you're fine here, right? It's good that you're pushing up and not sitting on cart. I think you have a lot of good habits, right? Honestly, I think you have a lot of gold plus habits. I think maybe, like, things are holding down, or maybe mechanics, or like the things that I'm talking about around positioning. So one thing to think about is you see the Symmetra at the top of your screen, / you can hear her as well. Playing here, and first of all, scoping is a really bad idea, because scoping makes it really easy for her to hit you with that big 100 damage shot, A. So you might want to decide to just unscope here and scope less, or quick scope. That's number one. Number two is you might actually consider playing close to the wall here. Playing close to the wall makes it harder for people to hit you, and if somebody peeks you from above, you can get behind cover quickly. So for example, if the Bastion comes around the corner right now and just, like, goes into assault form, if you can't sleep him in time, you'll just die. But if you're right here, you're like, oh, Bastion's here, I just step behind cover and I'm good. So just a note. That sleep dart, that was like a panic sleep dart because you took the hit. But obviously nobody's actually up there. So you're fine. Despite that, like, you do, how do I describe this? So one of the things is you take damage and you're like, oh god, I'm in danger. I panic sleep dart, and then you're mentally checked out of this fight. The second this happens, you're like, I need to get away. My priority is staying alive. I don't care what is going on in front of me. I don't care what my current health status is. I'm just going to run away. So you see how you turn away. You still have 3 ammo right now. You could, for example, heal the Doom, right? Or heal your Sojourn. And you're getting healed by the Harmony. So you're actually, by the time you come all the way here, you're 152. You still haven't even started your reload yet. So if you're going to do this, now you're jumping to get away. You're at 186, still running away, and now you finally start your reload. Stuff like that is holding you back, right? Because it's really inefficient. You're looking for optimal efficiency as much as you possibly can. You want to push yourself to, like, your mental limits, not like, oh god, I'm overwhelmed, let me just turn and run away. You want to be like, oh, I took a hit? Okay, look, do I need a sleep dart? No, okay. Do I need to name myself? Okay, name myself. Okay, wait, I'm getting harmonied? Okay, great, stay in the fight, right? You want to stay in the fight. If you watch high-level play, like if you watch like a high-level Ana, there'll literally be times where she's getting juggled by like a Winston Primal Rage, and she's getting knocked all over the map, and she's still scoped in, healing her tank and getting kills while getting, like, literally pummeled around the map. Like, that's what you're thinking is like, your focus is, okay, Winston's gonna die me, I'm gonna die here no matter what. I'm literally gonna get every single bit of value I can before I die. That should be the goal here. I would note that you still have not healed your Sojourn at any point in time. So your Sojourn's low right now, okay? Still low, still has not been healed, still hasn't been healed. You can see her right now, and you can see she's low. I assume you have allied health bars on. You can see she's low. You can still see she's low. You can still see she's low. You're playing really far back right now. The thing is, if you play this far back and you live and your team dies, who cares? If anything happens in the stairwell, you can't impact that because you're way too far back. And this might be a reaction to the Symmetra shot from before, where you'd be like, you're playing scared now, but you got to step up here. Right? You got to step up. You got to play front side of the cart, and then like play here, constantly healing. If the Bastion goes soul form, just trust yourself to sleep him. Right? You hear the the do 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 sound where as he starts switching, then sleep him, and then just go right back to doing your job. You can't let pressure stop you from doing your job. You see, like, look how far back you are right now relative to your team, right? These are where your core teammates are, including your Zenyatta, who has literally no escape and no self-heal and no defensive ability compared to you. You're all the way back here. The gap here is massive, right? But, like, this is where the fight is won or lost. What's going on right here, not where you are, where you're way too far away. You're, like not even, like, even if you're here is still no good, right? And here is already like 10 meters ahead of you. This is still no good. You want to be playing right here and arguably coming out off the cart briefly to just throw a nade or something and then go back on the cart to confirm. Still getting used to Epic Pen. Alright, so everybody here's late. You didn't get any healing in. Zen's late on the trance. I don't know if he just got it. No, he's late on the trance. Zen's late on the trance. And then now, instead of what should have been an easily won fight, now you're fighting a 3-on-5 situation. For some reason, nobody touches the point. I get that there's a Reaper here of trance, but like the Kiriko could have touched this, the Symmetra could have touched this, the Bastion could have touched this. You're very, very lucky to get this cap because honestly, you don't deserve it. Like it's a 5-on-3 situation right now, right? It's just you, Zen, and Reaper are the only ones alive at this moment in time, with 5 people on the opposing team. They should have just walked up and touched this. Even Maga just running up and just turning his back to the Reaper would have been enough. Alright, so we capped this. So, Maga's charged in. One note here is you probably want to hit the nade and make sure to hit yourself and the Maga. So you see how your nade goes off target and you get knocked back, and neither the Maga nor you benefit from this nade. His charge does not do a lot of damage. I can't remember what it is off the top of my head. But like, you should worry less about nading like quickly and versus nading accurately. It's okay to be like, okay, he's running in, now he's slamming, now I nade right now and make sure we get both. You should never miss this nade. This is not a nade that you should expect to miss ever. Like it should be 100% accurate. Nade is a very large splash radius. Similar thing right here. You're gonna miss this sleep dart. I think you just need to be a little calmer. I think that the pressure, the stress of the game is like getting to you. But Maga's super overextended. He's gonna die. Great. I wouldn't even bother shooting the platform. You just saw him drop off the platform, and once he's off the platform, there's like no value. Like you can see him fall. Right? You see he's up there. You can see him. You saw him like right behind the tree. So this is wasted shots, because 2 shots right here is 140 damage on like the Kiriko or the Bastion or whatever. Sticky grenade here is bad for you. Yeah, pocket soldier. As a note here, your tank I think has died. Yeah, your tank has died here. So I think what happens here, I don't know what the heck your tank is doing. I feel like this is a mistake of an emote. Your tank's in engage here. The reason why you can't help in this scenario is Maga engaged you. This death is okay. Right, for the tank, like there's really no realistic way you could have gotten up here to assist the Doom with the Maga in your face. Right, he's like way out there. I think this is fine. Like you just trade tanks, it is what it is. But we're coming up right now. One note is you have not popped Nano in like forever. Like I literally don't think you popped Nano this game. Nano charges really, really quickly. It's one of the fastest charging ultimates in the game. So you could have considered popping Nano right here. To be fair, this is tough because there's a lot going on. I think at Silver, I would not expect you to do that. But popping Nano right here is actually probably the right play. Alright, so you've traded tanks. one note is you don't want to be playing here, right? Because you see the soldier's low. You need to step up a little to make the soldier an easier shot. Because now, you see how hard it would be to hit the soldier right now? Because she's so far back. I would have potentially considered even nanoing over there, but you heal the soldier, okay, fine. So you see the Zen's on fire. I probably would have healed the Zen, right? Neither DPS are in danger right now, right? They're both pretty high up. You should be thinking about the nade here on the tank, right? What you've been hitting all game long. Like, you have nade available. He's low right now. He's at 1/3 health. He's got 2 DPS on him. I think you definitely are looking for the nade right now. DPS kills him. Great. See, the thing is, this is the difference between like lower ranks and higher ranks. At higher ranks, there is no world where this tank will ever die. Like, this is not a situation where this tank would die. I'm not saying like he won't die in general. I'm saying right now he has a 0% chance of dying. It doesn't matter if these are both like top 500 DPS. This tank it's like mathematically impossible for this tank to die because of how many supports are alive, and the tank would never be in this position unless he has a plan to live. So like this death right here is like a massive blunder on the whole team side. Either the tanks or the supports or the DPS or whatever. This should not happen. But as a result, your team is able to keep pushing when you honestly should not have been able to push. So another good example where you're playing slow. I see my Reaper is like trying to turn the corner. You need to be walking out here already, right? Following your Reaper on the way out. See? Because now I'm slow swinging out. Your Doom has also gone in at some point in time. When did your Doom even go in? I didn't see when it went in. What route did it take? Oh, okay. So you'd see your Doom going up right now. You pocket the Sojourn. I'm walking up right now, even with the Maga here. Maga does not do a lot of damage at range, so I want to walk up right now, and because I'm looking for a potential nano possibility. It's okay if the Maga is targeting me here, even, it's fine. Like, I'm not actually worried about it. I can sleep him, I can nade myself, right? We can just burn him down. I want to make sure my Doom doesn't die here. So it's another good example of your like overly cautious positioning. You need to step up right now. As you see the Doom goes up, I see the Doom charging punch. I need to think, okay, he's going to go right now. I need to step up, and now I want to be nanoing him, so as he goes in with the slam and the shots, he can get a kill, or at least not die. But your team has once again traded tanks, right, because your Doom's going to die in a second. So, right, after as the tank dies here, again, not backing up, I would be like here, walking up, walking up, walking up. Okay, now I turn over here, right? I walk over here, and now I nano the Doom, and the fight is won. But the problem is you're too far back on a consistent basis, right? Now you can't do anything. Sojourn's missed the Disruptor shot. This is a really bad nano. So, nano is used, this is a good saying, somebody said recently, I liked it. Nano aggression, right? Nano people who are engaging, don't nano people who are disengaging. Because people who are engaging, who are pushing up, who are diving in, they're the ones who have a plan to win the fight, right? They're going to be in the range that they want to be, usually close to medium range, and they're going to have their abilities available. Someone who is walking backwards away from a fight usually does not have any of those options and does not want to be fighting anymore. Even if you pop nano and give them full health, they may not have ammo, they may not have abilities, right? They may not have the right positioning. All these things are a problem. Because now that you're way out here, the soldier's like, oh, okay, now she needs to walk in, and she's already wasted like a good chunk of this nano, right? Now she pops overclock, and nothing's going to happen, right? And the nano's going to end right now. So again, watch this nano from beginning to end. Okay, she misses Disruptor. She clearly doesn't want to take this fight. Bastion's in the Soul form. She like wants to play slow right now. You pop nano, and she's like, okay, cool. She pops overclock to try to make use of it. The Kiriko, the Symmetra's immediately in cover. Kiriko's a really small target, hard to hit her here, right? Right, she can't get the shots on Kiriko. Kiriko soothes herself to make sure she can't get finished here. She has to walk way far forwards. She's in between 3 heroes, right? And she gets focused down, and she gets killed. This is the problem when you nano people who are backing away from a fight. You need to nano people who are going into a fight. Alternatively, you need to nano somebody who would die otherwise if they didn't get the nano. But this nano gives you like literally 0 value. Could the soldier hit shots? Yeah, but it was also not an easy situation for her. Versus if the soldier is here, you nano her? Yeah, she's going to kill everybody. But nanoing a soldier this far away, it's a lot harder to hit shots when you're that far away from them. So, you're going to... That voice line right there, I will require aid from the Zen. You need to pick up on that and start healing the Zen. Because the Zen is actually half health right now and burning. So 1 heal for him would make a big deal. Alright. Cage fight's activated, nothing you can do. So, stepping up again. Reaper is going to walk into their back line. This is kind of what it is. He kills 2. Great. Maga goes and kills. So, once again, your tank is going to die. Your tank is going to die without you being able to help. So, the read here is, I see there's 2 going in. Instead of backing up further, when you reached this corner right here, right, you also heard your teammates going in right there. So, I see my teammates going in. I don't go any farther than right here. And ideally, I actually just jump over here, heal the soldier in, and then start rotating right now. Because if I see this going in, my teammates are committing right now anyway. If your teammates die, the fight is over regardless. So you might as well go in with them at this moment in time. But instead, you back out way too far away, and now you're really out of position to be able to go and help out. Right? You're too slow. Right? Again, if you were here, like even 1 second earlier, you saved the Doom, right? You nade in, heal the Doom, he kills everybody. He kills the Bastion, right? Sim probably dies after that. You could heal him through the Maga, and now you have to fight 3-on-3 with tank alive. Fortunately, the Bastion went up and attacked you for some reason. You have an opportunity here to shoot the Sim right now, but a little tough shot. Wall gets popped, so goal here, do not focus the Maga, right? First of all, the soldier can't die at all. Zen heals for 300 health a second, so it's like not a problem. You want to kill that Sim, because you saw that Sim earlier, right? You saw / heard her behind the wall. Now you hear her pop the wall. I have 300 health a second. I'm functionally invincible right now. I want to turn and be like, where is the Zen? Or where's the Symmetra? And walk forward and kill her at this moment in time, right? You focusing down the Maga is a mistake, but he's going to die, right? You could have killed the Sim and then killed the Maga for the record. I hear the Symmetra behind me. Right? So hopefully you're wearing a headset. If you're not wearing a headset, definitely wear a headset. Because I can hear the Sim. Right? You see the teleporter. You saw the flash. I can hear the Symmetra behind me right now. Right? You can hear the footsteps right there. You're just not looking for it at all. Or like registering that this has happened. See? Sim's right next to you. At any moment in time, you could help with this. Right? So you're still oblivious. And then finally you turn when she dies. Like stuff like that, like the audio awareness, you have to work on that, right? And just be more aware. This grenade's well short. Unfortunate Zen dies there. I could have saved them here. Yeah, you definitely could have saved them if you're looking for it. But I forgive you not thinking to heal there, because I would not expect Zen to take much damage. Bastion ulti's popped. Soldier's trying to cap. Alright, Life Weaver's here. Now, I want to note, first of all, we can hear the noise effects from Bastion, and we also heard the ulti earlier. So we know the Bastion's very close to the door, and I'm expecting him to swing this door, like turn the corner here, and then start gunning us down very, very quickly. I'm the best person on the team to deal with Bastion because of Sleep Dart, because he's really, really easy to hit with Sleep Dart. So I would just be noting here, I should be thinking about the Sleep Dart on the Bastion. As you're killing this Life Weaver, you heard the sound where he goes into assault form. Right now, you should already be activating Sleep Dart and turning towards him to put the sleep in. But you're just like a little bit too slow, and as a result, he guns you down. So that's number one here, is that you should have heard this coming. Like, first of all, you're already mentally prepped, right? It's not like he came out of nowhere. You heard the Bastion ulti earlier. You can hear his footsteps through the wall. Life Weaver's here, which distracts you a little bit, but you should have already be activating Sleep Dart and kill him. That's number one. Number two, why does the Bastion kill you so quickly? And you might think, oh, Bastion does a lot of damage. That's why he kills me so quickly. Well, actually, let's rewind here. Let's watch what happens when he swings this corner. So he's going to go, and he's immediately going to target you. And he's gunning you down. So do you see why you die right now? It's because all you do is you run in a straight line to the left. If you did any amount of strafing, I guarantee you he would not have killed you this quickly. And if he doesn't kill you that quickly, maybe you get Sleep Dart off, maybe you get Nade off, right? There's like a couple options here, but like any of the options here are better than running in a straight line and immediately dying. So when you can't make it to cover in time, just give up on the cover. Like clearly you're caught by surprise by this Bastion. As soon as I hear this, I immediately start strafing. Because any damage reduction here is better than no damage reduction. If I run the straight line, people will always gun me down. But it's going to go from like, 80% accuracy to like 35, 40% accuracy if I'm strafing at all. But just running a strafe line here just instantly kills me. Alright, this is mostly a roll from the air. I think you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 people alive against 3. Yeah, and Reaper pops ulti. I would also note here, when we're thinking about ultis, like Soldier's low here actually, but you already had a heal going in on her. The correct ulti here is Reaper. Reaper is far more forward, he's in the whole team, and he does way more damage than Sojourn does at close range. Reaper does at least 50% more damage than Sojourn does at this range. So you're much better off nanoing the Reaper here, unless you're guaranteed that the Sojourn would die if you hadn't nanoed her, and I don't know that she would have. So the nano here on the Reaper would be better, right? And he pops ulti here, right? It's just way better here than nano Reaper. That's the thing, it's like, Overwatch is a game of a lot of different things, but one of the things is knowledge. So, for example, if you know right here, hey, Reaper does like 220 damage a second, and Sojourn does half of that, then you would know, I want to nano the 220 and not the, 130 or whatever, right? Like, that's a huge difference of, like, the amount of damage Reaper can do, and so much more consistently than a Sojourn can. At this range, like, he would absolutely obliterate the opposing team with nano. He does it even without nano, right? Even without nano, he's still wrecking the opposing team. Alright, so let's look at how this fight plays out. So you take an off angle here, which is great. One thing is, do not hold scopes. You hard scope way too much, where you hold the scope down. For Kiriko, when you hold a scope like that, it's actually relatively easy for her to land headshots on you. This aim is wildly off. But you see, like, if that was not high, this would be a headshot on you, right? She doesn't have control of it. That one is almost a headshot. That one's like slightly too low. At higher ranks, people will be hitting headshots on you nonstop. You can't hold the scope against people who have really good long-range damage. If they're looking at you, at least. So, D.Va's going right now. You're 155 health. We don't need to be swinging this far off. No matter what happens, I need to be right here, ready for the next fight. I can be climbing the stair. I can be playing close right. Whatever I want to do. But I can't be playing this far to the left. Because in the amount of time that it took you to go all the way over here, the fight is now over. Because D.Va goes over, and she gets absolutely shredded by the time you come back. To be fair, D.Va's made some mistakes here. She definitely should have been using Defense Matrix. She was, like, not ready for how much damage she's taking. But she uses Matrix, but, like, still, like, there's no healing or follow-up here. Right? But this goes back to, this Zen doesn't need healing. Even passive healing from himself and the cart will heal up his missing, like, 60 health. He's not in any danger. You need to think about, hey, how do I stay over here and try to help my teammates? Because this line, like, I can tell already. Trying to find the right spot. I can tell already that this area is going to be the next fight. Just from virtue of experience, right? There's going to be somebody over here, and there's going to be multiple people over here. So I want this position right here, or right here, right? Or right here, or you could potentially go upstairs and take right here. I need to be one of those spots. But because you end up going over here, the time it takes you to rotate back actually is fight losing. Again, I think your tank could be playing better. To be very clear, your tank is making mistakes here by getting, like, shredded here, right? But, like, the whole point of support is to cover up for your teammates' mistakes. So many of your tools are related to that. Right? Healing itself is effectively covering up for teammates' mistakes, but you're just late to the party here. Once D.Va goes down, the fight is over. And I think that's what's relevant here to think about is, if the D.Va is dead, the fight is over no matter what. If your tank is dead, the fight's no matter what. I saw the D.Va flying up, so I'm like, what's the D.Va going to do? I want to peek with the D.Va, because A, she takes pressure away from me, but B, the D.Va probably needs help. So when I see this, right, you saw her fly up at the top of her screen, and you can hear it, you immediately rotate back, and you start helping her out, right? Like, a deep nade chucked right now that lands right here probably wins this fight right away. But unfortunately, you're just not there. Which is a very consistent thing, right? We see consistently, you're just way too far back. So, with this magnetic grenade, I'm already pre-pocketing the Sojourn. Your D.Va's making some mistakes here. Ironically, this is an area where I wouldn't have healed your D.Va, and your D.Va probably gets demacked. Because I would expect to heal the Sojourn there, not the D.Va. The D.Va is just, like, straight up not reacting to the Bastion at all. Yeah, I would say get used to shooting unscoped more often. You shoot the majority of your shots scoped. Like, right now, I wouldn't be shooting scoped. I would just unscope as I step up, because I want to play close to the corner to get ready to swing it. Alright. So, right here, we see the Cassidy Cassie's killed the Reaper. Not really your job to deal with the Reaper. I think right now, though, what I'd be looking at is the Cassidy here, because the Cassidy one's the only one who's vulnerable. The tank's not going to die here. The Bastions I can't see. So I don't think you need to be stepping up. Like, this is a mistake to be stepping up right now. Like, you see how much pressure there is at this moment in time. You need to stay in this doorway until you deal with the Cassidy or clear the right side. But Reaper's going to die on the left. I suspect... Yeah, no, he's not in LOS. So there's nothing you can do about that. But there's no reason for you to be doing this right now. Like, you are frontlining at this moment in time when you don't need to be. As a general rule, frontlining is whenever you play in front of your tank. So you don't want to be playing in front of your tank right now. Just play back until this situation is resolved. So being this close puts you in very serious danger. It's like you're obsessed with moving the cart, but like it's not your job to move the cart right now. You need to win the fight first, then you can move the cart. But because you're not in the back, you can't sleep high noon. Now you all get caged, and you're gonna die. But like I know this is gonna happen without even like I know what the correct positioning here, even without knowing the results of what's going to happen with the Reaper Cassidy duel. Because I see my tank here, and I see the Cassidy in high ground, and I see these enemies to the right, and I think it is too dangerous for me to go anywhere. Like, if I play here, what am I going to do? I can't do anything here, and I have no cover to retreat to. If I play here, okay, maybe I have some cover from here, but what if the Cassidy just goes over here? Then I die. I have nothing to stop that. So, stepping up too far, like right here was as far as you possibly could have gone. You continuing to walk forwards is very odd, because it's also like weird because it contradicts your past play where you've been way too passive, like way too defensive. Now you're way too aggressive, like you're crazy far forward. You're literally standing in front of your diva right now for no reason, and then you're out of position, and that means that you just no ability to change the rest of the fight. Okay, so coming back over here, I would reload right now. You have 2 ammo, you should reload. Right, you should reload for downtime. Trance gets popped, I'm really far away from the enemy, immediately reload as I'm walking up right now. You need to reload right now. This is like a critical moment for you to be reload. Oh boy. Okay, yeah, so A, reload. B, when someone gets nanoed, think, hey, can they actually do something with this nano? This Sojourn is really far away from the opposing team except for the tank. Sojourn is not good at killing tanks. Like, it's okay in a pinch, but a full health Maga is not something that I would be like, oh yeah, she can kill him. That's not super helpful right now, so I'm not popping the nano right now unless she's going to die otherwise. So, I think that this is not a good call, A. B, right, I think the sleep here is good. I think I would stay here because I want to follow up with a nade, but that's fine. Diva kills 2 with bomb, right, good nade. You guys are going to push. So what's going to happen here, I believe, is your Zen's going to die. So number 1 here is the Maga's going to run straight at you. As a reminder, if you didn't know, for his charge is unstoppable. And when I say unstoppable, I mean it's unstoppable, unstoppable. It is unhackable, unstunnable, unsleepable, unblockable. For whatever reason, Maga literally cannot be stopped while he's charging. So you pop the sleep dart here, and it is on target, but the problem is, until he completes this slam, he is literally unsleepable, which means you waste the sleep dart right now, which is unfortunate. Now he pops cardiac arrest, or cardiac overdrive, cardiac arrest. So you're going to nade him, which is good, but the problem is, what's happening right now? He's shooting at your Zen who's stuck in the open. This Maga is not going to die. This Maga is at 80% health right now. Even with no regen, he's not going to die right now. Your goal here is to keep whoever he's shooting alive. Your damage is like pretty meaningless against a tank. So you're shooting him instead of shooting your Zen, and as a result, your Zen is going to die. If you just gave your Zen a little healing here, he does not die, and the Maga does die. But with the Zen dead, there's no way for you to win the fight. Yeah. Okay. Video's getting pretty long, so I think we're just going to cover... Oh yeah, we'll cover this death. And then we'll cover Moira briefly, and then we'll wrap. Okay, so... One moment. Alright, so... First thing to note is, at the beginning of every single round, you do not know what the enemy hero lineup is, right? You have no idea what the enemy hero lineup is for 15 seconds, which means until this clock hits 3:45, I have no idea why I drew in that order. Until it hits 3:45, I don't know what the heroes could be. So it could be a Widow, it could be a Hanzo, it could be a Sombra, it could be a Ball, it could be a Winston, it could be anything. And so you generally should be a little careful if you're somebody who is vulnerable to getting picked off. Some heroes are and some heroes aren't. So for example, tanks generally can't get picked, not at the start of a round. So they can play relatively aggressively. Someone who has more than 200 base health, like for example Cassidy or Reaper, also typically can't get picked, or it's unlikely for them to get picked. I mean, they can get headshot by Widow or Hanzo theoretically, but it's like harder because they really need to hit a long range headshot for that to happen. 200 health heroes though are in a lot more danger, so you need to be careful. I would never play this angle right here. Why not? Because if they have a Widow and she steps out of that door, I die right now. So to clarify, this is their spawn. This is the side door. If they swing out here, you die. And you've literally no time to react to this. You'll have like a quarter of a second to react to it. There's no possible way that you could react to this. So until I know what the lineup is, do they have a long-range sniper here? Because this is a common spot for people to stand. I don't want to stand here. I want to stand like over here and play a conservative angle until I know what they have and what to do about it. The other thing to note here is if Widow / Hanzo are not the only things I need to worry about. So Sombra, for example, on a lot of maps is a big danger if I don't know there's a Sombra in the game, right? Then I have to play a lot closer to my team, otherwise I'll get picked off in the back, A. But B, you don't know there's a pharmacy in the game. And as a result, you are hard scoped, which means this rocket comes in. First rocket's going to come in, I think. Right. You get tagged by something else, right? Rocket comes in and you get killed because you're obviously not expecting this angle at all. So that's like a general note here is you have to be very careful until you confirm the enemy lineup. All right, you're going to switch off Ana and Moira, which I think is a huge mistake, especially against Pharmacy, because I think Ana's actually quite good against them. But we're going to go through like why is this not like effective. So you're just healing right now. For the record, when you're trying to heal as Moira, you kind of want to tap it a little bit unless they're urgently in danger of dying, which unfortunately your D.Va takes way too much damage. Because the heal over time is really significant. It's like 51 over 3 seconds. So you can just tap like every couple seconds versus just spamming the heal because now you have no healing. That's one. Number two, Moira needs to constantly heal and then damage some, not for the purposes of actually doing damage, but to get her heal gauge back up. Because otherwise you can't regenerate it like naturally is way too slow. This is a very pokey map. There's a very long angles, so you just don't have an opportunity to do any damage to refill your gauge. As a result, you're walking around right now with no gauge, which puts you like reduces your impact dramatically. If you're Ana, you don't have to worry about that. You can heal up the D.Va still, go right back to doing whatever it is you're gonna do because you don't have a limited gauge the way Ana does or the way Moira does. But as Moira, you see you're walking around constantly with no ability to heal. You're just staring at people. And again, as Ana, you don't have this problem. This isn't to say Moira's a bad hero. I'm just saying she's bad for this circumstance. And if you can't find opportunities to dive the enemy, I think you're going to have a lot of trouble playing Moira, right? Or even have a tank to like burn down. This is an ultra aggressive angle for no particular reason. You're front lining against multiple heroes. Yeah, I mean, this is no good. Second note is when you fade backwards here, when you throw heal orb, a general rule for throwing heal orb is you want to throw heal orb perpendicular to a wall because you want the heal orb to come back to you and heal people if needed, right? Because if you throw it against the ground, it's going to bounce. You see it ricochets up into the air. Now it's out of here. To be fair, this one's actually a curved wall, but like as a general note, you want to do something where the heal orbs will come back to you or whoever you're trying to heal. That way it continues applying health, right? You want that full 300 health that it gives you. So, note right now, what can I do at this moment as Moira? Like, I got two heroes here, neither one of them need healing, I'm just healing for no reason. They get picks, Maga comes in, again, great opportunity for a grenade, but you don't have a grenade. All you do is damage orb. Damage orbs do nothing against tanks, they do 50 damage a second. Your leech also does nothing against tanks, 24 damage a second. These two combined do 74 damage a second. Tanks don't care about 74 damage a second. 74 damage a second is a tickle for a tank. They really do not care about this damage at all. Like, they're going to totally... You see how he just literally doesn't care. Like, even though he's theoretically, like, sort of low, he doesn't care. He can just kill you. Like, Moira does so little damage to tanks. You need to spend your time, if you apply damage, to the enemy backline. I don't think we have time for us to, like, really explore, like, Moira dive gameplay. I have, like, various other links, etc. about that. Like, Crow has done excellent analysis on the number one Moira in, I think, Asia, and who is a DPS Moira, as you think of her, and then also DPS Moiras in OWL, if you want to see that. But like, this is not it. Right? You walk into the enemy backline. Now you're healing. You're not even on the backline. You're healing the opposing tank, which doesn't actually heal them. But like, you're not doing anything right now. Right? Watch this again. Like, this is a critical moment, right? So tank has gone in, or yeah, from here again. This damage is nothing. Like, literally no impact whatsoever. Right? Now you're trying to apply damage on tank. Doesn't do anything. You poke the Mercy a little bit. Now you're on Bastion and what's this? Kiriko and the Maga. You're now healing for some reason, doing absolutely nothing. The Sojourn dies right here after she popped overclock. You're like, oh shoot, and now you just fade out. This is your Moira gameplay in a nutshell. Like, if we gave your Ana gameplay like on a 0 to 100 scale, let's say that your Ana gameplay is like a 75. Your Moira gameplay is like a 20. It's like a massive reduction in the amount of value you're getting out of Moira. You do kill the Mercy there, which is nice. Yeah, it's a good job pocketing the Diva, make sure she doesn't die, right? So, note about Coalescence, I want to keep as many heroes as I can in a line. So I want to step up over here so I can hit 1, 2, 3, right? Damage, heal, damage is what I'm looking for right now. Right? So, you see how you back out? You're 187 health. You're fine. Like, you're not actually in any danger. I would not throw damage orb right away until I know that he doesn't have dash. But now that he dashed already, yeah, burn him down, great, kill him, excellent. I have no idea why he went Genji. So, you're stuck in here, but he has no idea what he's doing, so great. So, the fact that you constantly don't have orb is killing you, because you actually do have an opportunity right now to dive. So there's only the Bastion and the Mercy right now, so this is actually an opportunity for you to fade in and then throw like a damage or healing orb here, and then try to burn down the Mercy, depending on your appetite for a risk. But Mei's here. You just saw Kiriko teleport in, so she's vulnerable right now. Yep, you looked for it. Alright, trying to burn the Mei down. Can you get the kill? You can't get the kill. Once she turns the corner there, I would know I'm not going to get the kill. Nobody's healing your Diva. She's going to lose mech again. But this is like a good general rule that like you're constantly not thinking about your tank at all. Like chasing the Mei here. Once the Mei went around the corner, I let her go. Now my goal is keep the Diva alive, right? Forget the Mei. The Mei's gone. Like, I need to heal my Diva right now. This is the vital moment. And your Diva's going to get demeched again. So, a note, like, if you have Sleep Dart or Nade here, like, this can be a changed fight, but, like, without those tools, you really can't do anything as Moira. She has no utility. So, it's very, very hard. You can't just push a button and change a fight. You have to, like, accrue small advantages over a course of a fight and find a good dive opportunity. But, once again, sitting here, I don't think that damage orb is going to hit anybody. Like, you look at the angle this is. I think you're hoping that it's going to bounce over and get her. I sort of understand that, but the angle is off. Mei's here. Don't jump. Jumping is a bad idea. But they've already capped point anyway, so like who cares? Like this fight's irrelevant. Alright, try to heal the Symmetra. Gets walled off. I don't think I pop Coalescence here because my team is already massively disadvantaged as it is. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 against 1, 2, 3, 4 with no tank, and they already have the cards right here. I think even if my Mercy dies here, I think I just let her die. Right? You need to reset for the next fight. You killed Bastion somehow? Wow. Okay. Well, I guess that works. I would have stayed up there. So nobody's going to be targeting you right now. One quick note is to know what effective ranges enemy heroes are. The Maga does almost no damage to you at this range. Like you don't even need to worry about it unless you're like standing still. So as long as you're like doing any sort of like wiggling, you're not going to take any damage from the Maga. Like, I don't know, like 20, 30 damage a second. Priority here is to stay up here and help your Diva with this fight. But as soon as you drop, now you can't help the Diva. And now you're stuck on low ground. Like, I hope it's like it feels obvious like how little you're doing at all. Like think about this engage right just happened. So you drop over here, Maga starts shooting at you, okay? What happens? I throw a damage orb, he doesn't care. It does like no damage to him. Okay? I'm leeching him, still does like no damage to him. I'm taking now 60 damage, and now I used Fade. So I used Fade and I used damage orb, and I accomplished nothing. Like literally nothing. I didn't force out anything. I didn't do a meaningful amount of damage. This is not going to lead to a pick or anything. Like this is nothing is happening right now because Moira is actually, believe it or not, a very difficult hero to play. Arguably harder to play than Ana is because she doesn't have any easy, like, I click this button and I win the fight the way Ana does. So in this situation, Moira is a close range support, so you have to be playing close here and pocket the Symmetra as long as you possibly can, right? There's no tank here, so like just pocket the Symmetra. But you're backing up because you're playing like where Ana would be. This is one of the reasons why I think you should also avoid playing Ana and Moira, especially if you're relatively new to the game, because it's hard to like their effective distances are different because you have you have the best escape in the game, right? Fade is an instant invulnerability that also launches you really far and gives you vertical height, is nuts, and it purges you. So like you can play here where an Ana could never play here because of your Fade ability, but you're playing way back like an Ana would. But now your Symmetra's left alone, she has no help, and then she's going to die, and she wastes ultimate as a result. So, now you're doing damage right now instead of healing your D.Va, who's got no health, right? Like, again, your right click does 50 damage a second. You see how, like, it's not, like, your damage to the Kiriko is, like, she's standing still. Like, look how little damage this does to the Kiriko. Right? Does this look like you're gonna win a fight by doing this? Like, you see how slowly this bar goes down? it doesn't do anything unless you're able to catch somebody in an isolated fashion, preferably also with damage orb. Right? You get stuck here, and then you're gonna die. Actually, I don't even need to cut it off. Yeah, the rest of the game is just a roll. Okay, so recapping. Number one, I would say think about main healer versus off healer. Number two is have good positioning. Right? Especially more aggressive positioning, because I think you need to play a lot more forward than I think you realize, and you can get away with it. And I think that's something else you don't know is like when you can get away with it. And yeah, when you're practicing it, when you're pushing your limits, you're gonna die sometimes, and you're like, oh shoot, like that was, that was too far. But that's good, right? That's limit testing to figure out how far you can push something. So be okay trading your own personal safety, not necessarily dying, but like your sense of safety, with being closer to the front to give yourself more possible value. And number three, I think you should consider like whether or not you really want Moira to be part of your toolkit. And if so, you might want to spend time just grinding Moira and getting used to her playstyle. And I especially recommend watching guides on playing Moira. It feels a little bit like you're just improvising how to play Moira, which is not going to be super effective. Okay, I'm going to stop there. Hopefully it's helpful.